Well, here we are in cucurbit land, and I put a little mesh bag over one of these flowers. It is a male. I was doing a lot of research, and also thank you to the person who alerted me to the possibility of a cucurbit, a squash vine borer. And I can't tell. I was looking at a video where they actually suggested you can do some surgery where, if you see there's damage and the plant is failing, you can take a razor and open up where you see some attack and follow it. You can open it up and see if there is one of these worms in there. You can remove it and you can, I guess, tape it up again, and as long as there's a flow of the fluids that travel through these stems and vines, you can save one of these plants. This one was the healthiest. I pulled out one that was a mess, and the other one I haven't checked yet, but as I was sad, I just looked into one of the male flowers and I spotted two of the striped cucumber beetles.
Okay.
And well, I'm still learning about the habits and conduct and life of a cucurbit like this. And I did read today there are usually a lot more male flowers than female. And I'll talk more about that when I know more. This is a male. It's starting to show some color. When the flower opens, it's only open for one day. It's a one-day opportunity for whatever's going to happen. So they said if you want to protect it from these beetles, then go out and check. And I just did find two little beetles in there, and they were sort of on top of each other. They're very prolific. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting this over the top so that if there are any others around, they won't be able to get into this flower. And I will check it again tomorrow for the presence of beetles. This is one where I had found some beetles in there. That's a male. And this, it's not open. It's not open yet. I'm going to leave that one alone. This one I covered also. I'll check with this tomorrow and we'll see how it's going. So far, what I'm seeing is mostly male flowers. I did spot one right over here, and now I've learned the way you can tell. The male flowers are on a long stem. The female flower is very close to the thick vine. Yeah, and so there it is. That's the first female that I have seen yet on this plant. And you can see this is where the fruit will form. This flower has not opened yet, and so tomorrow morning, first thing, I'm coming down and I'm going to have a look at that. They said when it's ready to open, you'll see some yellow streak forming as it comes up to the top. This is still pretty green. So I don't think anything dire is going to happen. Plus, I'm out of the little bags. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. But it isn't quite ready. Maybe I'll do this anyway. Got to protect the ladies. And I've got these little bags from Seed Savers just for this purpose. So there you are. They also give some instructions. You can use tape to do this process. That's if you're going to be doing hand pollinating. And a lot of people who are really purists say that's the best way to go because you really can't guarantee that some errant pollinator is going to come and just mix things up anyway. So that's it for this problem, and we'll continue with the progress tomorrow. Oh, that's a nice one. That looks like a real delicata. Honey boat.
Go.
We're looking at these two hills are the hosts for the Peppo family, and we have a honeyboat delicata squash. And this plant, these two, have tons of flowers. Some have already opened and been disturbed by something or other and closed again. But at least the good news is that I see, if you can see that, there is a nice little baby delicata squash. And there, the flower that was at the end just fell off, and it's fine. And here's another one with the flower still attached. Again? Or no?
Sure. Go. Oh, no.
Here we are at the hill. This is a melon, and it's a chanterelle, a French heirloom. There were 3, maybe 4 seedlings here, but the cucumber beetles got to them and destroyed them. This one, by some miracle, survived. I did apply some diatomaceous earth around the base, and it seems to have done the trick, even though it's so close to those stubborn pests over there. But what I did, I knew that they weren't going to survive, so I started a few more, and here they are. So this I started, I think it's maybe even a month ago. And there we go. Yeah, chanterelle. So I was also reading, when you have a heat wave, you can pre-dampen some soil, where you want to plant. Wait until it's evening and it's cool. And you can just install your seedlings and let them acclimate overnight in the cool. And then even if it starts to get warm the next day, it'll be so gradual that they will have habituated partly to the weather. But of course, the extra thing that you can do, you cover them with rime, which is what I think saved this plant. It provide protection from the insects, but also some protection from the heat. So here are welcoming the two newest to the neighborhood. And so 3 will be enough, and we'll give them the best protection that we can, and hope that there's still time for them to grow. Even if there is an early frost and there is not enough time for them to fully develop, I'll be happy just to know that they did succeed to some extent. And had we had better weather, it would have turned out really well. But I'm hoping and praying.
Very
Here
pleased.
we go. I'm putting it in so that here are the 2 original leaves that you first saw when there was first germination. And I'm going to put this in deep enough so that these are covered. Wow, you can see if you dig down, it's dry. That's why when you're transplanting in the midst or just before of an impending heat wave, it's a good idea to soak the ground and cool it off, and so that the poor seedling doesn't have a shock. Okay, and I'll put more of the lovely compost that we just created this past year and a half. Get it wet. There we go. All right. And wow, you're resisting. Whoa, that's quite a root system. Okay, very good. I hope you stopped it. Oh boy, it's always surprising how long the stem is. Oh gosh, you really have to dig deep. I need more water now. I should have just wet the whole back. I'm gonna wet that. Tomorrow's escapade. Okay, can you take it again? I can't undo it. You think you're digging so deep, and then no. In the morning. All those old grass roots in here. This is kind of a mess, but I had to put it somewhere.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday. We did our errands today. It's always good to be back home from errands. Oh boy, a hot one. But I think today is the very last day of the extreme heat. Tomorrow's going to be low 80s. I'll be inside baking English muffins. And then after that we go into a 70s pattern, which would be great. I just want to thank a few of the viewers. I got a wonderful letter from our friend Ms. Homesteader. She's a pen pal of ours, and it's always great to hear from her in the old-fashioned way, the snail mail way. It'll give me a good chance to practice my cursive handwriting, which I haven't yet. But I don't even write checks anymore, so I really need this practice. Have to find a good pen, but I really appreciate these letters. And I also got some correspondence. We got correspondence. We got something from we got a nice little card from Sue Hard over in Tennessee. And it was really a wonderful card, a wonderful surprise too. And she's very interested in the in 18th century living, so she wrote us a wonderful note, and she's asking for some books, some book recommendations about 18th century living, and that's great. It's one of my favorite topics. Then we have another card from Tanya Halen, also a Tennessean, and Tanya sent along 3 different kinds of seeds, which are great. There's an heirloom tomato seed, which we're dying to try. Danielle and I both did some research on it online this afternoon, and we're looking forward to starting those in probably April for us. And there's also some lettuce seeds here, which we were just talking yesterday about. We need to plant more lettuce. So we're going to give this one a try. And then some hibiscus seeds. This is really great, and a nice little note. So thank you, Tanya. A couple of nice little cards from Tennessee. I really appreciate that correspondence. I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm having to project my voice, and my actual speaking voice is not much like this voice. I have to project it to the camera, and it really puts a strain on it. I should probably get a microphone. But tonight is a little bit cooler outside here, and Danielle's busy working with brassicas, as you saw a second ago. Not brassicas, cucurbits, and I'm just being lazy. I'm helping her by filming and so forth. And so tomorrow I got some baking to do. Friday I've got to do some rototilling in the where the wheat's going to go, and cover that area with a silage tarp. And then Saturday I believe I'm pulling the flax out of the ground. That's going to be a big day. Looking forward to filming that, because I'm working on a little mini documentary about flax. And so I need that footage for that. And yeah, so that's going to be good.
Well, I couldn't resist pulling a few weeds. Now this is entirely weed-free. I added a little bit more compost around the new plants, and I just moistened it, and they might be in a bit of shock or not, because it's not cold out and it's not terribly hot. But I've taken a new piece of Rime, and I want to give it really good coverage, just in case any of those nasty cucurbit loving striped cucumber beetles decide that they would like to get in here. Now some people say, well, you have to bury all of the cloth around it in dirt, but that's definitely when you're first starting to put your plants in, and it's the beginning of the season. I think they're on the wane. There are a few stragglers. They never really give up, but I'm going to leave it like that. And tomorrow morning I'll have a look, and we'll see if they're happy in their new neighborhood and that they've survived the first evening in the wild. So that's it for the Charente melon. And also tomorrow morning I'll be checking, if I have the nerve, to look underneath that new piece of Rime to see and check out the stem, the original stem of the second Hubbard plant. It may be too late, but I'm going to bring my razor blade down, do a little surgery, and see if there is one of those terrible wormy caterpillars trying to make its way into the stem. So that completes the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.